Messages from Looms things. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Heidi, hi.
Jacqui, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Did you find your video?
No, I found the grey versions on Extendly site, some
Yeah,
of them, but I also looked at Charles's one because Charles referred to his own one.
yeah,
But that's the one that I was looking for on GoHighLevel. Even when I type in demo, I couldn't find anything, so I'm not
yeah.
quite sure where it is. But I like Charles's a lot, so I've kind of told AI to try and do something with it and make it mine.
Steal this from Charles.
Well, yeah, no, I've got it using my voice, cut out
Yeah,
anything that says Pinnacle, but I
yeah.
can't get, I've got to redo all the slides now because I can't work out how to do the slides.
You
That's
could
why I was
almost,
looking for a blank one that I could just put almost my logo over.
yeah. I'd get the transcript and load it into Manus and say create slides for this.
But will it use GoHighLevel pictures? Because there's no point using somebody else's CRM.
Yeah.
Are you talking about my demo video?
It's brilliant. But you said the other night, I thought that there's a GoHighLevel one that we could use, and I couldn't
No,
find it.
G GHL video.
That's
Okay,
Isn't
because
that what am I getting confused? Is that different to GoHighLevel? The demo?
GHL video is the name of the company
Ah,
that
okay.
created it. Yeah.
Right, because Steven sent me a link to GoHighLevel animation guys, which is I guess not
yeah.
the same people then.
No, the animation studio is affiliated with Extendly.
Right.
Yeah.
And the video guys. There used to be, what was the one in the GHL University, Charles? They gave a white label one. It was
That's
a
what I
guy
was looking
taking
for.
orders and stuff like that. It was
So
around,
there is, yeah, so hold
everyone
on.
had it on their
You
website.
said a 7.5 minute one. I couldn't find. I've obviously not
Okay,
done.
so that 7.5 minute one, okay, so there's two videos that are gray labeled from high level. There's a version one and a version two. The version one was created years ago. They're commercials. They are not demos. They are
Oh right.
commercials.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, which is what Stephen was just now talking about. Um, where there's like a waiter in a restaurant and talking about reviews, and so that was V1. There's an updated one. So if we look at, so this is the V2 gray label commercial.
That's not the one I was
Um,
watching of yours.
right.
Yours has got a lovely girl sat at a desk.
Yeah, so this is a commercial. Then there's an older one that is of a guy in a restaurant. It starts off with a guy in a restaurant. That's the version
Yeah.
one. Those two are offered. This one and the V1 are offered by High Level as a gray label video, but they're very short. They're just
Yeah,
commercials.
they're not what people
Um,
want when they want us to demo the system, though.
Mm.
right. So
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
this one is created by a company called GHL Video.
Uh-huh.
So, which is these guys.
They're reasonably priced too.
Mm,
Yep. So they have different versions. I'm on V1.
yeah,
They didn't have these when I got it.
sure.
But I honestly like having the person versus not having the person.
Yeah,
Um, so, but there's the link to that.
brilliant. Thank you.
Yep.
I'll go and have another play now. I've got my
Yeah.
AI
So
avatar working, but
they have
she,
the spokesperson, which touches lightly on some of the AI because a lot of the like voice AI was not even
yeah,
a thing when that version was created.
yeah.
Um, Conversation AI had just been released when they did that video. Then they have a demo where no AI is mentioned. So if you're just selling the platform and not getting into AI, and then they have a demo where it explains all the AI capabilities, or they're at
Super,
least mentioned. So, and that's their
super.
newest one.
That's
So,
great. Thank you for those.
We found,
yep.
I knew Charles would find them for us, Jacqui.
I knew you would, but I've got to give you something to try and do and help us.
Well,
Can't
I'm
just
not.
leave you on a Thursday only. Charles does so much work in the week. It's not fair.
He does. He does. I had an interesting. I'm going to open up. I had an interesting experience today. We ran our webinar, and Monday I had 18 sales calls and demo calls booked back to back to back. And I live on a narrow boat, in case nobody knows. So I've got battery charges and engine charges and all of that sort of thing. On Friday, my domestic alternator decided to go, so I had no power. So I'm running around Birmingham looking for a generator so I can run my batteries so we can have power and water and flush the toilet and have, most importantly, internet and Starlink. So we get round to Monday. We have the boat repairers come in. They're not doing anything about it until Wednesday. So 18 calls back to back to back with a generator running out the back of the boat, making a hell of a lot of noise. And I only bought a generator that was just big enough so it would cut out sometimes. And when it cut out, I would lose my internet connection and I'd have to go onto 4G onto my mobile phone. That was both the worst and best day I've ever had.
Just be glad you're in Birmingham or one of the major cities, because if you'd have been somewhere else on the back of nowhere, you'd have not been able to get anything. You wouldn't have had a signal. You wouldn't have been able to sort out anything.
Exactly right. So yeah, I
Right
was
place, right time.
best day and worst day. And the good thing is we from the 18 calls, we got 16 new members of the Extendly family. So I did something right as well.
Being human, things go wrong. People buy
Yeah,
into that.
exactly right. But yeah, that was an interesting day on Monday. It was well, geez, I had a big drink after it, I can tell you that, and a nice big Cuban cigar. I enjoyed that. How's everyone else's weeks going? Charlie, how are your Tuesday sales calls going, Charles? You getting a few, I see you getting a few people there and the conversations are ticking along.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
they're going good. We
yeah,
had a good discussion this Tuesday.
yeah.
So,
Were you in you're involved in the Alex Schlinsky stuff, aren't you? Or
well, Alex is the one that got me pulled into all this.
yeah,
So because it was funny when Alex first approached me with it, I was like, Alex, you're talking to the wrong guy. You're talking to the guy that absolutely hates coaching programs and thinks they're
yeah.
a waste of money and time. And he said, I'm like, I'm not a coach. I'm
Yeah,
like, I'll tell people how to do stuff, but I am not putting myself in that bucket. He's
yeah,
like, that's fine. He said, you don't have to. Yeah, he's the
yeah,
one that got me pulled into it.
yeah,
So yeah, I've gone to their events, the POD events, and yeah, good group.
yeah. Did you go to the recent one? I saw him posting photos on
No,
Facebook and all of that
no,
sort of thing. No.
no.
Yeah, a few friends of mine, Lawrence Wong from Hub Pro and all of that sort of thing,
Yeah.
are going along there now. So it's a little bit of fun. And how's everyone else? Has anybody else had a nightmare day like I had on Monday that turned out to be a good day? Hey Rick, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Good to be. I think you were on one of those calls on Monday with me, weren't you, Rick? You saw the back. You saw the back end of it now, running around all over the place. But we got through it. So anybody got anything they want to bring up or talk about, or should I just ramble on about how I'm vibe coding AI again? How's all your stuff going, Jacqui? Are you getting it all sorted out?
Slowly, we've got things going through. I've got lots of other things going on at the same time. So
Yeah.
now that my partnership with Adam split, so I'm trying to
Oh,
undo everything, take it
yeah.
all back, control back of everything, as well as run the business and set up Jasmine. So there's a lot going on. So
Oh, it all. I thought I had a hard week. You had just as hard a week.
it's been 2 weeks of undoing half the stuff we'd already done, just to try and
Um,
extricate. But at least we're only 4 months down the road and
yeah.
not a year down the track. So.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon you're organised enough to set it all up properly.
Well, I mean, I'm not the one who needs a PA, am I, Stephen?
Yeah, yeah,
You.
yeah. I know. I'm reasonably organised. Sorry, that was private chat. Jacqui
So
was telling me I need a personal assistant.
Stephen didn't realise, with all the clocks changing in America, that we're 3 hours, the next 3 weeks, our timings are all out here in the UK. So all of the meetings have changed here for the next 3 weeks until we catch up with you.
Yeah. I just rejigged some internal meetings and all of that sort of thing. So it all works. Yeah, 3 weeks it is. It doesn't change. It changes at the same time as Australia, because last night I was on Zooms until 1 a.m. with Australia. And I do that once a month, and that's hard work. That's hard going, the 1 a.m. calls. But guys, people with their hands up. Fernanda, welcome. Hello. How are you?
Everyone.
How are you
So
going?
I got here at the tail end of your story about the having to use your phone for the internet. Isn't that crazy when you go, like, I was in the middle of the desert trying to get a reception. So
Yeah.
holding the phone like this and my laptop, so I
Yeah.
could see, like, okay, this is a good stop, so I can stay up and have
Yeah.
my kid holding the phone up so I can work for a couple of, minutes in the video. So my question is about Claude and GoHighLevel, to see if anybody has been doing any good stuff with Claude and GoHighLevel connection wise and assistant using the voice AI or the conversation AI.
I haven't personally. Charles really doesn't play with AI, but have they released that Claude mulch yet? Is that available to everyone in the high level community now, is it, or? Silence, squirrels.
Yeah.
My suggestion is I know that Claude and OpenClaw and all of those sorts of things were quite dangerous when you're giving them all the access, but anything that can make your life easier, I gather it's worth a go. I've been reading Facebook posts where people are basically programming it to, when did I last speak to Fred, or, who last paid this, or how long's it been since somebody was active, and all of that sort of thing, and really diving into how your CRM's performing. I've read a lot of stories about that. I know Fur Patel, who's a friend of Extendly as well, actually did a webinar, and there is a recording about it out there. If you search in Facebook for Fur, his FERPATEL, he did a webinar on it about 2 days ago, I think, and there's a replay up there. And that will probably give you more answers than us old fogies in here.
Thank you.
That's sorry, not more help
No,
there,
no
Fernanda.
problem.
Yeah.
I know it's a new thing and everybody's switching over, and I have a client that is switching over, and she asked me if there is anything that she should be concerned about in terms of because some of her automations is built with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So she wants to change it to Claude, and I haven't done or haven't heard anyone even talking about that.
Yep. Research also in Facebook, Jonathan Mast. He's had some recent posts on step-by-step processes on how to move from ChatGPT to Claude, because you don't have to lose everything. You can take your prompts from ChatGPT into Claude and things like that. So there are a couple of people I would search, and they've got I've seen the instructions from them in their Facebook feeds going, this is what you do step by step, and away you go.
So I did that. I actually used Claude to tell me how to do it, and they give me a code. So I put on ChatGPT, and then I exported all my data.
Yep.
So if you go to settings, data, you can export it.
Yep.
Now Claude has a lot of capabilities like skills, workspace. So that's what I was like kind of curious to know when she was talking to me about moving, and she wanted to know how she could integrate the voice AI and the agent, and I have zero clue. So that's something that I'm moving to Claude myself. Not that I'm not going to use ChatGPT, but I have been using it for almost a year now. I love the output. I love the questions and everything in there.
Yeah.
So, okay. If anybody ever hear anything or see any posts, please feel free to tag me or to send it to me. I appreciate it.
Charles?
The only thing I would caution you on is, while all of this is cool, And I did an article on Molt Claw at a high level, but um, always keep in mind that as cool or as feature rich as it may be, it's a moot point if you can't support it. Unless you
So
just
I'm
don't
not
care.
supporting it at all. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
Like I'm not doing any support.
That's a loaded statement. Okay. Just know that's a
Yeah.
loaded statement. Because if you're talking about it as a possibility or as an option, no matter what comes out of your mouth to the customer saying that you will or won't support it, at the end of the day, they're still going to hold you responsible.
Hmm.
So it's a loaded situation. Um, hey, this capability does exist. You can do this. Yes, people are doing that. Um, if you surface it as a possibility, because customers are customers, humans are humans, they
Hmm.
will put the blame on someone other than themselves if they can.
Hmm.
No matter how you phrase it or prefix it or condition it. That's just human nature. So
Yeah.
just be wary. That's my leverage the open router, the Manus integrations, because at the end of the day, even if there's the beauty of like open router and Manus inside of high level is that yes, those are direct connections. What about
Hmm.
the support?
Yeah.
Extendly. Now, if Extendly hasn't been trained on that part yet, that's fine. I really don't care because what they're going to do is they're going to convert it to a ticket and then they're going to reach out to high level and it's going to get solved that way. Either way, I don't have to support it and my customers still feel supported so they can't blame me.
Hmm.
So that's my only cautionary tale. All this is great. Most end users do not need 90% of what AI solutions are being talked about in the market. That's just the truth. No end user needs Molt Claw
No, it's all the
at
all
all.
the AI nerds that are playing around with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but
Um,
to preface
so
your question, Fernanda, what I would do to integrate Claude or something along those lines is build an interface in Lovable or something along those lines, connect your Claude to Lovable, and then connect your Lovable to GHL. And use Lovable as an interface, a usable interface that you could be sending things to GHL or creating blogs or social posts or whatever you want to do there. You could send them through, but as Charles said, you're also playing with fire. Because you got another set of things to go wrong and another set of things to support.
Yeah,
I would
she's
encourage
already.
you if she wants to use Claude or ChatGPT or anything like that to be able to chat with it and have it do things inside of her high level account, I would just leverage the MCP and
Mhm.
say, here are the instructions for setting up the lead connector MCP and leave it at that. She can connect it easily. It's very easy to do in Claude. You can do it in high level in developer mode, or you can do it in open ChatGPT in developer mode. But Claude's very easy to connect it. Um, just if you want, I would there's help docs on the lead connector side in regards to the MCP. Um, Never mind what I was going to say. I'm actually going to speak to someone on the team, see if we can't get that doc into the knowledge base.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I
no,
was going to tell you you could copy and paste it into your knowledge base, but I stopped halfway through. I'm like, well, we should probably have that in the knowledge
yeah,
base.
it
So
should be in there.
yeah,
Are
it's
you
not
gonna?
currently the MCP because it's one of those when it first came out. It's like, eh, it came out for high levelers first. It's just high level, and then they came out with the lead connector side, and it was still kind of, I think it's got 27 or 28 endpoints, so it can't do everything inside the system, but it can do a lot of useful things. But that's a safer route to go because that is still a high level product in a sense. So if there's something going wrong and she can show that, yes, it is connected, everything's right, it's just returning this response anytime I ask it to do something, well, that's an MCP problem. And then again, Extendly can create a ticket, send it over to high level, wait on high level's response, and support your customer. It's just all about mitigating that support. That's how I look at it, and that's, because at the end of the day, it's about reducing churn as much as possible and complexity at the same time. So
yes, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that answer, and I think that's the better route too, because then I don't say I don't support, because she's gonna do it anyways. I know she's gonna do it, but I'm not getting hired for it. And I told her, I remember now every time somebody asked me to do something, Charles, I remember the box. And I remember, does it fit in my box? No.
yeah.
So it's not doing it. So it's being hard to say no to little jobs here and there, but I agree with you. Thank you so much.
You were just being a jack in the box there, Fernanda, just sticking your head out for a look around. Don, my friend.
How you doing, Stephen? You look like you're ascending to the heavens.
Oh, yes, little fan and all of that sort of thing going on.
Well, no, you've got a glow all around you.
Yeah, the sun started shining in the UK, Don. It's been a magnificent 2 days. I forgot what that big yellow thing in the sky was. Apparently, there's something called the sun that I hadn't heard of or seen for quite some time.
It's shining on you now.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting one for you. Subscription boxes. So I've got a high-level website that's an e-commerce store. In this case, it's for dog supplies.
Yep.
And you've probably seen the concept of a subscription box where someone, whatever the product is, you've got various subscription boxes that people can choose, and then they get shipped out to them monthly. I mean, there's all these kind of things for clothing and all sorts of stuff. And so the question is, in a high level store, how could you implement a functionality whereby someone could, you got all these products on your store, and someone could build in real time on your website, they could build their box. So in other words, they could select, I want this dog treat and this toy and so forth in my box every month.
Yeah, great question. And Charles, I'm going to ask for clarification. You just enable cart mode, wouldn't you, Charles?
Well, are you going to rotate the products, I'm assuming?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how, in this case, this store owner is going to want this to work, but I guess I guess it would be.
So
Yeah.
I will say this: there's only one third party provider through the marketplace that I know of, but I don't know that they do this. You could reach out to them. They're called Mailbox Power.
Okay.
You could speak with them. Other than that, you're going to be limited in the sense of what Printful and Printify can do.
I see. Yeah.
Again, now there may be other solutions out there, and there may be other ways of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking what's integrated to high level. That's where I usually keep myself aligned.
Yeah, and I don't
Mailbox
get
Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mailbox Power they're in the marketplace, here's their website.
An easier way might be to just say, look, you subscribe to the $35 a month box, the $65, the $70, whatever, and then you get a surprise selection each month or something like that.
What a lot of those ones do, Don. I used to be subscribed to cigars and whiskey, of all things, when I was back in Australia, and they'd send you you'd get the subscription $100 a month or $200 a month or what it was, and
a
they
good
would send an email out 14 days before delivery was scheduled. So at the start of the month, you'd get an email, this is what you're getting, and you had 14 days to say no or exchange things if you wanted to, and then at the end of the month, it would be sent out. And that's what a lot of those subscription services used to work like for me when I was in Australia. So maybe a plan like that could be done.
Yeah.
You could do that.
That might be a simpler way to do it. This gets off into the whole question of, not for subscription boxes, but for other types of websites where you have a built-in configurator where you build a product that is then shipped to you. And that's a more advanced capability than I think you can do in a high-level store.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay, well that's about it. I'll check out that. What was it called again, Charles?
I put it in the chat. It's
Okay.
Mailbox Power. So,
Okay.
and they've been in the marketplace for quite some time now. They've been around for even longer. They also run a SaaS, so
Okay.
or an agency, but they do gift box sets. It's all. Anyways, you can check
Yeah.
them out. I mean, that's the only other one that's like not listed in integrations that I know of. Like, I know the people that run it. I've heard good
Yeah.
reviews and testimonials.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. This looks interesting. I'll check this out, so I'll at least be aware of them, depending on where this goes with this particular store owner. So that was it for now. I appreciate it. There's some other things I'll think about them.
You're right. There's also the option too, Don, of building it in Shopify where you can do those sorts of things and then hooking that up to high level and using high level as your marketing, your abandoned carts, your email lists and all of that sort of thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, actually that reminds me of something else. See, this store owner, she has a Shopify store.
Yep.
So I'm rebuilding her store on GHL.
Okay.
Because she wants to go over to GHL completely and just get rid of Shopify.
Yep.
And that actually brings me to something I just really struggled with. I finally did it in a manual way. That is that I discovered a couple days ago that the Shopify API integration with GoHighLevel has been broken because Shopify around the 1st of January, they changed their whole custom app building thing. And now if you go to GHL and you go to integrations and you go to integrate a Shopify store, it doesn't work.
Okay.
And I called GoHighLevel support and they said they're aware of it. Several other people have the problem. They're working on it. But right now they said there was no solution. I was going to ask the question if anybody knows if there's a way to synchronize Shopify now that Shopify has changed their whole API custom app development.
I would say if anybody's going to do it high level, we'll do it, and that goes to Charles saying try and keep it in that box and keep it in high level because there's less problems, less support, and all of that sort of thing. So you're probably doing the right thing, move with your customer moving from Shopify to high level. But I would say with a team of 1,500 developers that high level have got, they'll fix it probably as quicker than anybody else.
if there's
but it's a
things that
wait.
you need immediately, and you can't wait on a solution from high level, Shopify does offer webhooks. So if there's like something that you're like, look, I don't care about the rest of this, but I've got to get this contact information out of Shopify into high level, you could use a webhook in the meantime.
Right. Well, I actually did it, when I realized the integration was broken, I did it via CSV. I exported, like 160 products out to a CSV, and then I had to painstakingly configure the CSV for the proper field, for the field mapping. And I got it to work. I got all of her products imported in, via just a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So I was able to make it work, but and I'm going to do the same with her contacts. But yeah, so just for anybody else out there, just be aware right now the Shopify integration is broken.
Yeah.
So,
I think Avia thanks you for that because I just put a customer on Shopify. So in the comments in the chat. But
okay.
Thomas, got your hand up, mate. How are you?
Good, I'm doing good. I have a question regarding Spanish. How is the support for Extendly in Spanish?
So actually, good question because I know the answers to these ones, and I can actually answer these. So first port of call with support is always through the widget and through live chat.
Yeah,
Your clients can type in any language they like, Spanish included, and AI will translate to English for the support agent to see. We'll type in English and translate back. When you're searching through the knowledge base, when the first port of call is AI, they can type in whatever language they like. AI will come back with a response and actions to take to solve that problem, but will link to the knowledge base article, which is in English. You can use the Google Translate button up the top to translate the knowledge base and things like that, but it's not perfect. If your clients need Zoom support, we've got a dedicated Zoom calendar that is with Spanish speaking agents,
perfect.
and onboarding can also be done in Spanish.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I had you those answers. I didn't need Charles for once.
Yeah,
Charles, you're redundant now. He's not even smiling at me. But yeah, that's exactly what we do. And actually, Thomas, we're actually experimenting around with using Google Meet with live translations
oh,
that you can do now. The teams have just started experimenting with that service too. So hopefully, we're going to be able to do support and Zoom calls and everything in any language you like because we use AI to translate it.
yeah, that's true. Cool.
So yeah, so the answer to the question, Zoom calls, yep, chat, yep, not a problem. It's not a perfect solution for you, Thomas, but we're getting there.
Good, good.
I
That's
was
enough.
wondering if they use Google Meet because Google Meet can translate automatically. If they use Google Meet for the onboarding,
Yes,
and
we're experimenting with that right now, Fernanda. Um,
okay,
Most of the support team, most of the onboarding team have moved over to Google Meet now. And they just want to make sure the technology is right for them. I have a meeting with JV who runs the support team every week, and they're getting really close to being able to use that and use it productively.
okay,
Which
thanks.
which is one of the silliest things that I've been in the high level space for 7 years, and for 7 years, Spanish speaking people and Spanish speaking agencies have been asking for a solution. I've been trying to push Extendly to do it, and nobody's done it. But there's been a couple of people that have got Extendly's knowledge base and translated it into Spanish. But the problem is, high level moves so fast
Yep.
that once you finish translating it, you've got to start again.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. To any language, then you have like 20 languages have to translate it all over again.
Exactly right, and it moves so fast, it changes so fast. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, yeah. Before I had support with Extendly, I was building all the courses on GoHighLevel, and then I remember I finished like, okay, I finished all the outline, everything I'm gonna record, and then there was an update on GoHighLevel, and I had like 6 videos recorded. I'm like,
Yep,
they're already outdated. What's the
yep,
point? So
yep.
it's like AI, right?
I hear that there was I can't even remember the name of the service when I started my agency, but it was a one-time charge and it was done through a little widget. It might have been HelpWise or Help Central or something along those lines. And I paid the one-time charge, and they were so slow in updating things, and they'd send me out emails and Google Sheets and copy paste and all of that sort of thing. You guys have it so much easier now that you've got 24/7 support, onboardings, you've got AI and all of that sort of thing. It's the GHL agency space has become a lot easier than when I started 6 years ago. But Charles, and any did I answer the Spanish questions correctly?
Yeah.
Is there anyone doing dedicated Spanish stuff and knowledge bases and videos and things like that that you can share with me? No.
No.
Fair enough. I got the awkward silence. Anybody else got any other questions? Charles hasn't answered many questions today. He's going to be feeling let down. Yeah. Gaetano, my friend, you saved the silence. Thank you so much.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing well, mate. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I have a question, but I need for Charles to mute himself and not hear me because he's going to blast me if I ask this question. I yesterday I received a call from a used car dealer, and it's local. They know me, but he wants me to help him with his CRM, social planning, reputation management, and he doesn't want to hire another sales rep, another salesman, but rather somehow incorporate an AI agent. And I'm not sure if I'm going in a bad direction here to say that I might be able to help him. I think I can do the CRM, the social planner, the reputation management. I'm not sure about the AI agent part of it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, you can do it in GoHighLevel. It's quite easy to set up within GoHighLevel as well. The AI agents, Gaetano, you don't even need to build a workflow for a basic AI agent. Upload a knowledge base, pre-qualifying questions, connect a calendar, and away you go. It is very, very easy to do those basics of GoHighLevel. Reputation management, he sells a car, make sure they're entered into GoHighLevel, add a tag to them, send them a review request, have AI respond to that review when a review is put in. And the CRM side, it doesn't sound like he's a big car dealership. So a simple inquiry, and Charles knows the car game a lot more than me, and he'll elaborate on this. An inquiry, contacted, sold, not sold, nurture, or whatever you want is a simple pipeline. So the basics could be built quite easily. Now, Charles, I know you played in the car game.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how big he is. And a good way of determining how big a dealership is the number of units or vehicles that they have on the ground. That typically tells you a lot. If they have like 5 vehicles for sale at any given time, then they're beyond small. They're not even running a business at this point. They have a hobby. Um,
I think they have a couple hundred on the lot, used cars.
okay, he's got a CRM and a DMS of some kind. There's no way he
does.
has a couple hundred.
He has a CRM called Dealer Center. Dealer
Oh,
Center.
okay. Yeah.
You're familiar with it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So,
This is where it gets tricky because he's not gonna get rid of dealer. GoHighLevel cannot replace Dealer Center. Period.
okay.
Can't. So you have to find a way for the two to coexist. You're going to be leveraging marketing and automation out of GoHighLevel, but all the sales and operations and everything have to feed back into Dealer Center. That's where all his customer data, all his deals, all his inventory, everything else. Dealer Center is like the Zoho of automotive. Dealer Center is this umbrella with a bunch of different components. That's what Dealer Center is. So they have a CRM, they have a DMS, they have an FI side, they've got fixed ops, they've got several components that all kind of fit into one, like Zoho. So with that being said, there is a CRM part to his platform. And typically what people will do in the case of dealers, marketing agencies, what they will do is they are simply driving traffic or communication back into the channels that the dealership is already utilizing. So let's say, hey, we've got, over the last 5 years or 7 years, we've got a long list of previous customers, previous leads, whatever. But our traffic slowed down. Okay, well, what's something that we can do in the marketing and automation side to boost that traffic? Well, one thing you can do is ringless voicemails. But you would do a verified caller ID so that when that goes out, it shows up as a dealer's phone, because ultimately you want that call coming back into the dealership so the salespeople can answer it, unless you're doing voice AI. If you're doing voice AI, you would do the ringless voicemail. They'd call back in, get the voice AI, and the goal of the voice AI would be to set an appointment. You could do that. And then what you're going to end up doing is you've got to find out what his process is, his daily process as far as management. How does he want to receive these notifications of appointments? Does he want them just showing up? Does he want an email? Does he want a text message? Does he want a text message at the end of the day saying, hey, we got you this many appointments today, and here's how many appointments you have scheduled for tomorrow? You have to figure out what works for him. Every dealer is different. Every dealer and every manager. So you've got to figure out what works for them. But it's just, you're just going to be doing marketing and advertising. Everything else is going to stay in Dealer Center. You're not going to be storing vehicle data. You're not going to be doing any of that. I mean, you could, but that is going down a massive rabbit hole. Because now you've got to build out custom objects.
I don't think he's looking to replace Dealer Center based on the conversation I had with him. Yeah.
He'd be crazy too.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out, what's his goal? Like, why is he talking to you? What is his goal?
Well, I think that what's his goal? I think his main goal is he wants not to be, I think he doesn't want to hire, he wants to find a way not to hire extra people. And I believe it might be on the sales end.
Like to answer phone calls, to make phone calls, to sell the actual vehicles.
I think that's part of it, because he kept yes, I believe that's part of it. He kept talking about an AI agent answering all incoming information.
Okay, so he doesn't want to tie up his current salesman with phone calls, and he doesn't want to hire someone just to answer phones.
I believe so. I think that might be.
These are the important questions to ask when you're on these calls.
Sure.
Like, what is? I hear what you're telling me, but at the end of the day, what are you trying to accomplish? What is the problem you are trying to solve? Because if you don't clearly understand that problem that they're trying to solve, you're just speculating.
Right. I do have a meeting with him a discovery call. So you are correct.
You haven't had a discovery call yet? Was this like a meeting at? Oh, then you need to just stop right now. Stop thinking about this altogether till after you have a discovery call with him. You're putting the cart before the horse. You have no clue what he actually wants. You have some inkling of an idea, maybe, somehow, possibly, based off a 5-minute conversation.
Well, I suppose my question should have been, because you're right. You're right.
You're putting the cart before the horse.
You're absolutely
right. None of
right.
these questions may even be relevant. If he just says, we get phone calls all the time and I'm tired of my guys, or it could be that my salesman won't freaking call people and I'm tired of it and I just want AI to do it, or like, you don't know. You have to have that discovery call, but you need to get down to the point, like, forget all the pie in the sky stuff. Get down to the bullet points of what problem are you trying to solve. Then you can approach it. Because if you don't get that answer, you got nowhere to go.
You're absolutely right,
sir.
Simple as that. Okay.
Is that why you didn't want Charles to listen?
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So
Jamie,
on that, I just signed up for a Slay broadcast and have all my script in here to do the set. You know, one of the strategies is doing that. It's saying, "Hey, I have a quick question about your services. Can you please give me a call?" And then I need to build that AI now inside of my account because I did that without understanding that they were going to call me back. And they called me back and got my voice message. So that was like, that was a bad thing, right? That was like, I learned right on the spot. Like, if I'm selling voice AI so they don't miss a call, they call me and I miss the call. So it totally defeats the purpose. So when I'm doing the voice AI inside, do I need to get a new number for each one of the assistants that I have, or can I have just one voice and number, and when they call in, I can ask what they want to do, if they want to do a demo?
Um, yeah, you currently, if you want to be able to switch between agents, currently, this is going to be changing very soon. How soon? Don't ask me. It's going to be soon. Um, Currently, to switch agents, each agent has to be assigned to its own number. However, in the very near future, you are going to be able to switch agents without them having their own number. You'll be able to transfer from one agent to another without requiring another number.
Okay. So right now, would you suggest, for example, my main language for the AI when they answer the phone is saying, "Thank you for calling Maxity. How can I help you today?" Are you interested in doing a demo or booking a call to learn more about our services? That's kind of what I had in my script right now. And then if they say, "I want to book a call," then ask their name, how they found us, and the email and the phone number.
So are you saying all that like you're asking the question in your initial welcome message?
Yeah, so the initial welcome message
Okay,
right now,
so let me stop you right there. Do not put all that in your welcome message because the AI does not get that.
okay.
So they're answering, and the AI, depending on how they answer, what if they say yes? Would you like a
Oh,
demo? Yes. Guess what the AI knows? They know the AI knows that they said yes. It has no clue what they said yes to.
totally.
So keep it very open-ended to where the person calling has to have put out more in the conversation because that's what gets the ball rolling. The welcome message is only to disclaim and to get the caller to say something because that's what actually triggers the voice AI. So whatever they're saying, you need to make it to where there's actually some context to it.
Okay.
Hey, thanks
So
for
what,
calling Pinnacle AI. How can we help you today? Or, whatever. Actually, I was looking to learn more about your services. Awesome. Well, let's talk about it. And then you can put in your prompt that if they're asking about features, would you like to, or if they're asking about voice AI or how this works, we'd be more than happy to show you. Would you like to have a live demo?
mm-hmm.
If they say yes, then it can transfer them. But you've got to get more context out of that first response from the customer. Not saying that they will all just say yes. It may only be a small percentage, but to me, that's just something that's easily avoidable. So why even have a small percentage that may fall into that?
Yeah, so
Sure.
maybe
Yeah.
since this is a strategy for outreach and I'm already using the service, maybe getting a separate number and having that message, the welcome message actually saying, um, the reason why they're calling is because they missed a call, right? So apparently they missed a call. So maybe just getting a separate number at this time for that particular marketing strategy might be a good idea, right?
I don't know that that's not overcomplicating it. I mean,
Because I was thinking if they
if
call, then
they're
I can
missing a
say, you missed a call from us. And that's why you're
well,
calling. And this could be your AI,
I
your
mean, as long as
AI.
that's the only way they could ever find that phone number.
Yes,
I mean, that's the complication. What's going to show up on their caller ID? You're using Sly Broadcast.
yes.
Is there a reason why you're not doing ringless voicemails in high level?
I didn't know that existed
It does.
when I got, okay,
Yep, it does. So you can
okay.
save yourself, but that way it could come from the same number.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was kind of my confusion. I'm like, if you're sending ringless voicemails from Sly Broadcast, it's going to have its own number, but then
Mm-hmm.
why do you think that they're going to call your voice AI? Or is that where the Sly Broadcast phone number is forwarded to automatically? I don't know. I don't use Sly
No, I'm just gonna
Broadcast.
use the ringless voicemail. I'm gonna find
Yeah,
some information on that
because then you
today.
can have the ringless voicemail go out on the same number that the voice AI agent is attached to. So if they do call it back, then it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just going to hit their caller ID. That's all they're going to do. They're not going to listen to the voicemail. They're not going to do any of that. Maybe they look at the transcription. Maybe. But they
Mm-hmm.
damn sure ain't going to listen to it. That's just
That's
people
a
don't do
very
that
good
anymore.
point.
Yeah.
No,
So
nobody
they
does.
just hit the caller ID. Oh, missed call. Yeah, do that.
That's perfect.
Save yourself some money and frustration
Thank you.
and
Appreciate it.
complication. Yep.
How's ringless voice drops going with the new Apple sort of call screening and all of that sort of thing? It's not affecting it.
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah.
Because even if it goes to voicemail, most of the time, if you have call filtering turned on, it's still going to your voicemail, and most
Yeah.
of the time you have that live transcribe on. Live
Yeah.
transcribe has been out longer than the uh, privacy restrictions on
Yeah.
phone filtering. So, but ringless voicemail has always been. It's just like any other cold outreach. It is simply a numbers game.
Yep.
It's just that you can pump a lot bigger numbers through ringless voicemail because it's not a human making the call or
Yeah.
leaving the
Exactly right.
voicemail. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, mate.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, Steven. No worries. I just quick questions. I have another meeting at the hour, but
yeah, you're right, mate.
we were talking on the chat about demand in Spanish. So I'm a Spanish native speaker. I live in Canada. I've been focusing on growing my agency. I recently started developing or recording content to grow my agency, and I partner with you guys to do the AI employee thing and everything. So far,
Amazing.
I have not had any success. I'm again just getting started, and I understand that this takes time, and I gotta refine things and everything. But it's always been on the back of my mind to do content as an affiliate for High Level. And at some point, I've heard this many times already, that there is not enough content done in Spanish. Do you think from your perspective, there's a big opportunity in there? Should I tap into it or keep on my decision of trying to still grow my agency over here and put that on the back burner for a little bit later? What's your perspective on it?
If you're creating content for yourself, there's no reason why you can't white label it. Don't mention your agency name and things like that, and double up so you can be focusing on growing your agency and creating white label content as well if you wanted to. I know there is a Spanish GHL community out there, and I'm not sure where they've got to yet, but I do 5,000 calls a year with Extendly, and there is such demand for things for the Spanish speaking community because GHL is just growing and growing and exploding in those markets. So yeah, I Charles is going to tell you to stick to your agency and stick to your guns and stay inside the box.
actually, I'm
going
not.
to. You're not okay.
I'm not. So,
Go, Charles.
honestly, the best person, if you're thinking about going down this path, you've got an agency, you're thinking about doing this stuff on the affiliate side or just content side of High Level, the absolute best person to talk to is Karen Height. Hands down. She is phenomenal. Her and her husband are amazing people. And she is very passionate about Latin American jobs, creating equality. This is right up her alley. I highly encourage you to follow her on Facebook, reach out to her, tell her what your passion is, what you're wanting to do, how you want to solve this problem. She does a lot of coaching and events and stuff. I mean, anybody that knows Karen or has met Karen will tell you the same thing. It's the sweetest family you will ever meet. They're incredible people. They come from Salesforce backgrounds, Salesforce implementation backgrounds. They know scale. That is what they focus on, is scale. And she will tell you, she's not going to try to put down what you want to accomplish, but she will give you the best advice moving forward. And she has a full understanding of that market that you're going after.
Okay. What's her last name? Sorry.
Karen Height. I put a link to her Facebook in the chat there.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
Connect
guys.
with her and her husband. They're incredible people. You will not be disappointed.
Okay. Thank
Karen
you.
and JC, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen and JC Height. They're incredible people.
Yeah. But I can tell you, Javier, there is a demand out there for it. Like High Level is exploding in the Spanish-speaking market, and there's very limited resources in Spanish. So there is a demand, and Karen will point you in the right direction.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries at all. Travis, you getting your arm sore? It's been hanging up there for a while. You're still muted, mate. There we are.
There we go. Yep. Yeah, a couple questions for you real quick.
No problem.
So for my product snapshots, how can is there a way you can like lock a sub account from being edited? I assume, so like the context here, VAs or members of my team, just not allowing, I know I could probably restrict access to that one sub account. But what does Extendly do, or what do other people do to, once you have a snapshot that you're happy with and you just don't want anybody else to mess with it? And is there a way to lock that sub account to where it can't be changed?
You can lock every workflow, and that's where most of the changes would happen. Is it a active sub account, or you just don't want your client to go in and break things, or?
It's it's the sub account that I'm using to build the snapshot from.
Yeah.
And so like for continuously revising that snapshot, it's just a sandbox sub account.
And you don't want to give access to anyone except your team.
Well, as of right now, I would honestly not want, like how could I even restrict team members from accessing it? Just so, I could just see it being very easy to like be in the wrong sub account on accident and make some changes.
Yeah,
like right now in the name of it, I have like do not touch or do not edit as part of the name, but I run multiple tabs a lot of times, and I just know it could be very easy to be in the wrong sub account and make change.
Charles, you probably have the best advice here because you run the VAs and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, this really hasn't been an issue, quite honestly, and we're in multiple agencies all day long. It really has not been an issue. I will say there is no good way to do what you're talking about. Essentially, the only way that you could do it is you would have to go into the agency side, go to team, pick your team member, and where you set them as an agency admin, You would then
Yeah.
have to select every sub account. You would have to add them to every sub account except that one. The bad part about that is it puts them as an actual user inside that sub account. I do not recommend this. I
Because
mean,
then all of that
quite
shows up in their conversations and stuff, right?
well, yeah, and they could accidentally get connected to a calendar, like, or
Yeah.
heaven forbid a contact get assigned to them for some random
Hmm.
reason, because you weren't expecting them to be a user in the sub account.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that can go wrong with that situation than right. Which is why, like companies like myself, Extendly, we all sit on the outside as agency admins and work in, because that way there's no risk of us ever being assigned to anything or ending
Yeah.
up on an appointment. I think it's just one of those, keep track of your version history. I don't think it'll be as big of an issue as what you may perceive it to be. I get
Yeah.
that it can be. I mean, you have a very valid point. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you don't. I just haven't seen it be that big
So
of
you're
an
talking
issue.
about tracking the versions, not the versions of the snapshot, but the version of the sub account.
The versions of the
That's the way to do
snapshot,
that.
because at the end of the day,
Okay.
that's all that. Worst case
Right.
scenario. Okay, worst case scenario. Someone goofs your dummy sub account. You would then delete that sub. You could try to fix it, go back to whatever it was if you can figure it out. But let's just say worst
Right.
case scenario,
I could
it is
then
now
re-import
trashed.
snapshot into
It's
another.
trashed. There's nothing you can do with it. Delete that sub account,
Hmm.
create a new dummy sub account based off of the last
Yeah.
snapshot that you had that was good. Now here's the caveat
Yeah.
to that. Any sub accounts that are already active, that already had that snapshot, you would not be able to push updates to. That's the caveat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not a proponent of
You can always
pushing
go in and
updates to Snap.
manually
Yeah, you could
fix
always do
that
it
one
manually.
sub
Yeah,
account though.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I honestly would not worry about it that much.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're worried, you could also go into the
How?
change log and see what's been done in there by who. But I mean, we don't even label them do not touch. We just label
Hmm.
them master, and nobody touches them, or
See,
snapshot, or it's yeah.
there's stuff
And
all over the Extendly CRM that's labeled "Do not touch it." I just can't resist.
yeah,
It makes me want
and
to touch it.
like what Steven said, you can lock workflows, but that
Mm.
won't work in your scenario, because if they're an employee, I'm assuming they're an agency admin in there, and locking workflows is role based.
Can you lock them
So
for agency users?
you can lock them to an agency admin only, agency user or above, or account admin and above, or account user and above.
Mm.
So when you're locking a workflow folder, those are your options. It's based off a role. So if
Yeah.
you are locking, if they're all agency admins, your team members, then it's a moot point. They're going to be able to get in it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not even going to see the lock.
Yeah. The people that might break things, just make them an agency user and then lock them at that level.
Do you have some set at user level, Charles, or do you just rock with all of them at admin?
We do all agency admin. Because there's just some things that we have to do inherently that we need to be on the admin side. And what we
Yeah.
don't want to do is run into a situation where we need to be an admin and we're not. And now we're sitting here, sitting on our hands
Yeah.
waiting on an admin to do something. So yeah, I don't think it'll be as big of an issue as, it's a valid fear, but I don't think it'll
Mhm.
be as big of an issue as what you may perceive.
So do you just not push updates
I
to
don't
sub
ever
accounts,
push
like
updates.
as long as they're
With my model,
as long
I
as they're
can't.
functioning fine?
Yeah, with my model, I can't. Because I do SaaS,
Mhm.
I have no clue what's in their account.
Yeah, because they've edited everything.
Exactly. And even if they haven't, let's say they've just gone in and customized the email templates, or they filled out some custom values. If I push that update, how do, and this has been kind of the, if you've been around high level long enough, you understand that how things should work or how you would expect them to work is not always how they work, and it's not always consistent in that result. So that's the other part of why I just do not push updates unless there's something absolutely dead broken. And even then, I probably wouldn't push an update. I would probably go in and fix it manually. There's just too many variables. It's better now than it ever has been as far as pushing updates and snapshots. But yeah, with my customers, so as they like upgrade, and like people have asked me, well, what do you do with the small business snapshot that you give everybody when Extendly comes out with a new version? I give it to the people that sign up from that point on. The people that signed up 6 months ago, they're still on the version that they had 6 months ago. I'm not gonna, why do that? There's really not that big of a benefit to the end customer. It just creates confusion. So it's just, I swap it out in my SaaS configurator when there's a new version, and that's it. From that point on, everybody will get that version. I still have people on small business 1.0. So, and they're functioning just fine.
Yep.
So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
that's right.
Guys, we're over time now. Anybody got anything else before we go? I thank you all once again for joining us. I love how people are jumping in, asking questions, and helping each other. That is the point of this call. And Jacqui, if you need any help or anything like that, you know where to reach me, because you're pushing it uphill for a little bit now. So wherever I can help, Jacqui, you just reach out, okay? But guys, thank you again. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you all. And you all know where to get me if you need me. And we'll see you next week. And thanks as always for Charles for making the call informative.
Thanks for that, Stephen. Charles, thank you. See you next time.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.